Hello, citizens, and welcome back to the Mustang to Titan series. Alpha 3.22 is live now, and boy, I can't wait to jump into it and get into all of that hull-munching goodness. But let me tell you, this Mustang ain't gonna cut it. I need some of that vulture goodness in my life, but before I even get to that, we need to continue our journey to get the Avenger Titan. In the last episode, we picked up the pace a little bit and went through a bunch of bounties, but today, we're going to pull back and learn about game maintenance. What can make our job easier? What stupid mistakes did I make before we even started the series? And what other bugs will we run into in Stanton? We'll answer all of these questions in today's episode of Star Citizen Mustang to Titan. As we saw last time, our ship had some unused weapon hardpoints, 2 size 1s to be exact. And now, I think it's time to outfit our Mustang with some added firepower. Looking at Urkel.Games, we can see that there are a bunch of options for our wing-mounted armaments, but just to keep things simple, let's go with some laser repeaters. The attrition ones look pretty good. We can see that adding these weapons to our ship will increase our DPS fairly significantly, allowing us to mow through our bounty targets that much faster. Well, in theory. One thing to keep in mind is this number right here. We see that between our M4A laser cannons and the new Attrition 1 repeaters, there's a significant difference in the ammo speed. Now, normally this would be an issue, but seeing as the cannons are affixed to a gimbaled turret, we can make that discrepancy work. As usual, we'll begin today's journey by launching in our ship from Everest Harbor. Now, looking back at Urkel, we can see that these weapons are only sold at Hurston Dynamics Showcase in Lorville. Sweet. Pretty short trip to get there, right? Well, you'll see that's not exactly the case. Although we did start our journey in Lorville, we never really took the chance to explore it. Just like in space stations, we'll contact the ATC to land, but things get a bit more complicated when it comes to finding the landing zone in major cities. In the case of Lorville, we're looking for the signs denoting Tisa Spaceport. And here we are with a flawless landing. And we store our ship just as normal. Now, all the major cities in Stanton have public transportation that runs on a set schedule. Today, we'll be seeing a lot of that. I make my way to the Metro Center and see the path to the Central Business District. I know that that's the housing for the Trade and Development Division, but most of what happens in Lorville actually happens near the Metro Center, so we'll head that way. That was a big mistake. Let's hop on the spaceport line towards the Metro Center. Now that we've disembarked, we can see all the things that are available here. If only I'd actually studied this a little bit more closely. I know that there are some markets near Tammy and Sons, so maybe this way? Reclamation and disposal seems fairly industrial. Maybe we can purchase there. In here? No. All right, that didn't work. Let's go back the way we came. Here's the hospital, but I don't want to heal. I want to hurt. Maybe this elevator takes us... nope. All right, where am I going? The Hurston Dynamics Showcase, or HD Showcase, is the flagship store of Hurston Dynamics, a weapons manufacturer headquartered in Lorville's Central Business District. Oh, come on. All right, back to the Metro Center. The perimeter line? No. And back to the transit map. Well, looks like we take the spaceport line back to Tisa, and then from there, we go to the business district. finally, we're at the right stop. So let's go up the stairs to the museum and... Oh, I get it. It's the HD showcase. Makes sense. Let's take a left, and that's the Trade and Development Division. All right, back to the main hall. Finally, we're here. Okay, now let's catch our breath and find the sales terminal. Here we are. The attrition 1 repeater. They're small, but any increase in our firepower is good, right? We find our weapon. Click buy. Then increase the number to 2 since we've got 2 available hardpoints. Now, each of these costs us 3,800 AUEC. It does put a dent in our profits, but hopefully it should make up for it and make things a bit smoother. Sure, we've bought the weapons, but now we've got to actually fit them to the ship. To do so, let's open our Mobi-Glass, click on the vehicle loadout, select our Mustang, and equip our new weapons on each of the available hardpoints. It's very important to remember to click Save Changes and Equip, otherwise you'll be left with the same little pew-pews that you had before and nothing else. Finally, let's take a look at our ship and see what our hard-earned work has gotten us. They're small, but as we saw, they do increase our DPS by about 40%. Let's put it to the test. Now, as we're getting ready to launch, let's take a look at the weapons readout on the right. We can see the 2 M4A cannons as well as our 2 attrition repeaters. Looks like we're ready to go. We'll throw our ship into cruise control, and as we break atmosphere, let's look at the multifunction displays to group our weapons. By clicking the weapons button, we can now look at the full loadout. We then click here to change the weapon grouping. By default, Group 0 will fire with the left mouse button, and Group 1 will fire with the right. And here we are, testing with the left mouse button, the right, and with both firing simultaneously. Now, after that far too long excursion to Lorville, let's dock at Everest Station for the night. Oops, well, I'm sure the beds are still comfy. So, here's where I ran into an issue. While recording these next segments, I didn't get any game audio. So, I'll do my best to remedy that. For the first time, we'll see logging in and waking up in a habitation unit. We're still at Everest Harbor since that was the last place that we logged off. Now that we've gotten our ship like normal, it's time for our first LRT. This time, our target is on a moon on the other side of Hurston. Luckily, CIG actually thought of that and added these orbital markers, or OMs, that allow us to circumnavigate the globe to reach our destinations on the other side of planets. For reference, OM1 is always placed above the North Pole and OM2 is on the South Pole. Looks like we're still not quite there yet, so we'll jump once more. And there we go, onto our target. So, as our M4A cannons are on gimbals, they should still take care of the targeting as usual. but we can see that the leading pip for our repeaters is just about half the distance ahead from where our gimbals place the cannons. That's where we'll need to aim since our repeaters have roughly twice the velocity of the cannons. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. There we go. 5250 in our pockets. Next LRT on the list, Kate Doney. Here's where things start to go wrong. Our fight is on the dark side of this moon, which can make it very difficult to see the terrain around you and keep your bearings. And as you can see, I wasn't doing my due diligence. We've just lost both of our wings as well as our right main thruster. It's essentially impossible to fly like this. With imbalanced thrusters, this is what happens. And remember what I told you about blacking out? I try in vain to see if we can at least escape and jump to repair the ship, but it's a lost cause. Ever wonder what it's like to be in a blender? And there it is, our first death of the series. Death is a natural result of life, so let's just accept our fate. Now, when you die in this game, you'll just wake up in a medical... Wait, this doesn't look like Everest Station. Oh, no. I forgot to show you something extremely important. It seems that I had my home location actually set to Orison, which is on the other side of the solar system. Oh well, at least it gives us a chance to explore one of the prettiest cities in the game. We make our way to Dunlo Spaceport to get back in the air. Now, we can see that next to our Mustang, rather than saying retrieve, we have claim. Since this ship has insurance, I'm able to claim it and get a replacement if something should happen to it. Luckily for the Mustang, the claim time is only 40 seconds. So, let's start that timer now. More expensive ships will take longer to claim, but hey, we're penniless bounty hunters, so we can bounce quickly. And while we're waiting, might as well pay respects to the locals. And there we are. Now we can retrieve our ship.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Mustang, I'm back. Wait, where's our ship? Well, I guess we can take this time to explore the hangar. Oh, there it is. It looks like they replaced it with a factory refurbished model, but oh well, at least it was free. Now that we're back in the air, it's time to break Atmo and head back to Hurston. Now, the Mustang comes equipped with a civilian grade C quantum drive called the Rush. Honestly, it's not a terrible drive. Reasonable fuel efficiency and somewhat respectable top speed. That being said, we are going all the way across the solar system. I'll speed up the footage here with a live timer so that you can see exactly how much time was wasted with this death. It took over 6 minutes of just sitting there, waiting for the jump to complete. The first time or two that you do this, it might not be a big deal, but come on, the Mustang doesn't even have any decent magazines to read. You know how we respawned at Orison? Let's not do that again. We're going to land back at Everest Harbor, go to the med bay, and find the Olympus Principal Station. Here, we can transfer our imprints, meaning that anytime we die, we'll just pop back up here at Everest Harbor and save us the time. Honestly, even if you are flying around your home planet, it can be a big time saver to transfer your imprint to a space station so that you don't have to worry about public transit and breaking atmosphere if you do end up kicking the bucket. All right, Andrew Baxter, here we come. Before we launch, though, let's take a look at our Delphi in the Mobiglass. This tracks our reputation scores with various factions around the system. As you can see, we're making progress as a senior guild member for the Bounty Hunters Guild, which has been paying dividends with higher bounty payouts so far. And we're also working on our tracker status with Hurston Security, which would also help us with bunker missions, which we'll explore in a later episode. As we approach our target, we're coming up to another dark surface. Let's hold the V key for about 1 second and release it to send out a scan. This can be a great way to see the topography below, even in the dark. This fight is coming along, but yeah, that was a high-speed collision. I guess today's just not our lucky day. But hey, we got the bounty target and brought in another 5250. At least we've made up the money that we spent on our new weapons. Wow, I guess we collided so hard that the camera got pushed back into our face. Even a regeneration can't seem to fix that medical malady. But ever wonder how high fidelity your tongue was rendered in game? Well, here's your answer. Ugh. And I think I've had just about enough of this. Let's just end the video and try again another day. Travails aside, at least we got to explore some more of the Stanton system and set ourselves up for more efficient use of our time in later missions. Now, I keep saying that we'll explore more options besides bounties in the next episode, but I honestly didn't realize that this entire episode would end with only 2 successful bounties. I swear, guys, there is more to come. Now, if you are enjoying this series, please continue to like, subscribe, and comment. These videos are a lot of fun, but they're also a lot of work, and I've never done any substantial video editing before. Your words of encouragement, curiosity, and suggestions go a long way in motivating me to continue. Also, as a reminder, if you are looking to sign up for Star Citizen, you can use my referral code in the description to get an additional 5,000 AUEC when you purchase your first ship. Once again, thank you all for joining me in this 3rd episode of Mustang to Titan. I can't wait to see where this goes, and I've loved putting these together. Until next time, fly safe, and this is Lee Atreyu signing off.